Hello and welcome to another episode, this time starting off inside of the Nether and even in the old Nether where we have all of the different stuff that I built in the last little while, the first place. And the reason for us being here is because I want to just jog your memory a little bit of how this looks like. This is the gold farm, and if you remember correctly, we have a gold farm with the turtle eggs and everything up there, and then we have inside of here the bartering system of this whole thing. So we have some piglins here and gold capitator or collector, and then we have all of the items that piglins collect or trade that I want to have. But this is not looking very nice. I think it's very hard to build here on the nether roof, but I have sort of fell out with the whole design. It looks very sort of faulty place. The whole farm looks a little bit like, oh, I built this here and then built that there and everything like that. So I wanted to create a farm that has more unit inside of it, and that's why we're going to go back to our first or our second base location in the nether, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, so a little bit of travel later and we are on the other side of the nether tunnel, you could say. A bit further out there we have the nether hub. I think if I just walk a little bit, you can see a little bit of the edges of it if I walk outside here. So you can see the edge of the nether hub over there, and on the total opposite side of this pathway we have the pathway that goes to our first nether hub. This one leads out into a stronghold that I'm going to be using, and this here is where we're going to place our nether gold farm. The gold farm is of course placed a little bit strategically. We need it to be in the nether waste so we get the zombie piglin spawn at its highest rate or something like that, and it was not easy to find it at a close proximity to where we are. Mostly we are surrounded by what's it called, the soul sand valleys and some I think it's crimson forest, or if it's warped forest, something like that, and a basalt delta. So I had to go a little bit further out, and here we found a spot that where I can place this, and the whole farm is inside of another waste biome. Right now you can see that we have not built anything yet. This is a Latmatica schematic that I'm using to sort of place this, because we are going to need a lot of items. We can check here inside of my inventory right now where I placed all of the items that we need for this build. So for example, we have lots of deep slate, I have lots and lots of magma blocks, because those magma blocks is going to be the basis for the gold farm, as you can probably see a little bit of a hint inside of there. And we're going to use the same type of farm that I have used in the old area, but we're going to make it look a little bit nicer, as you can see, a little bit more symmetrical, a little bit better in sort of every way, I think, and it looks a little bit more like it actually fits inside of here. And for example, when we have not just magma blocks, we also have some warped wood and everything, and copper, and I think that's mostly it that in the decorational part of this. We have a little bit of redstone of course as well, and I'm going to explain it as I built this, because we're not going to build the whole thing. I think we're going to actually start with building the sort of main part, which is our farm up here, I think, or maybe it's easier to build the first thing first down here and then the farm. I don't really know. We're going to have to figure that out. So we're going to start with just the bare bones. Not any outsides, not anything like that, I don't think, except for the things that we need, of course. Then we're going to fill in the rest of the part so it looks good. And we can just look and see a little bit how big this is. It's the same size almost as the old one in this case, and then the rest of the whole thing. And I need to think, oh, we're missing something in the schematic here. I need to fix that later on, but yeah, you can see the size of this thing. It's pretty big, and I needed to figure out the whole platform here as well, where to put it, because first I just built it so these blocks were 3 tall high, and then that barrier were on the 4th block. But then I decided that I wanted to have an ice path going from our nether tunnel into the gold farm directly, so I can just jump on and jump in and get to it. So that's why we have risen up everything and have it exactly at the same height as we have over there, so everything is going to be nice there. The only thing I haven't built is of course the ice path, but that's going to be a rather okay build to build, so it's going to be another side project to this project. But yeah, there you have the sort of premise for what we're going to do today. Now I just need to place all those shulker boxes and start building on it. Okay, so right now we have a little bit of progress in this big massive build that we have going on here. I have started on the outside a little bit. We got then a bit of the foundation, a little bit of the walls, and yeah, it looks the same on the other sides, just that we don't have the sea lanterns just on the entrance. The most things has happened on the inside though, because I had to start from there to get this to work, and we have a temporary skid staircase here so I can get up into here without using a lot of rockets. So yeah, I have the floor design that we go in on here with copper, and then we have all of the staircases, a little bit starting on the walls here, and then the most thing that's happened is that I have the sorting system almost all complete. We just have to connect it up to everything else that's going to get in here in the form of redstone components. So yeah, I just wanted to update you guys a little bit on how it looks and show what is happening. It's probably going to be a little bit of a combination of time lapses and update videos or update clips and everything. So yeah, this is how far I've gotten right now, and I still have a lot of things to do. Even the outside is not finished, as you probably can see. I can even take up the schematic here, and you can see that we have a lot of details that is going to go into here, and not to forget the whole massive build that is the actual gold farm. This is just a distribution area maybe, and yeah, that sort of thing. So for right now we're going to end this clip here, and we'll see how far I get in the next clip, or if it's going to be a time lapse. So another update on the progress of the building, and as you can see, we have a lot of the interior made already. We just have to put in some piglins and some glass to put those piglins in their places. But I wanted to show you guys a little bit before I actually slab the whole roof, and quite literally because we're going to use slabs on the roof for this box that we have going on here. So before that, I wanted to just go behind the scenes and show you guys how I've connected everything. It's mostly the same thing that you have seen before if you have followed me and seen my other gold farms that I made, but yeah, I wanted to just give you a little bit of an overview so you can get a feel for how it's gotten made. So to begin with, we need to start with the actual starting of the whole process. So we're going to go over here on these lots of hoppers and everything. We'll see if I can manage to jump. Yes, nice. Okay, so here we have one very big platform of hoppers. These are going to be placed in the middle of the farm. We're going to have the gold farm up there, or the magma platforms and everything up there to get the piglins to fall down here. They are going to die, of course, and collect everything gold inside of this part. After everything has been collected, and I have some chests here to buffer up the system, so if something gets stuck, it's going to get much faster. And once they get into this chest, it's going to distribute down into here. And then after that chest, I'm going to get them into these 2 chests on each side here, where I can either sort out the swords and everything and maybe smelt them or something like that, or I can just get the nuggets and craft those into gold bars that we can then trade with the piglins. After that, I'm going to put in the gold and I'm going to put it inside of that chest over there. When that is getting filled, we are going to get some action on some of the minecart. I have to put it a little bit manual though, so the lever is there to actually get the minecart going, so it goes out with all of the gold. And we of course have a system here with the minecart rails. The rails goes up and above here and into a regular system that I have used for all the gold farms right now. That's going to distribute our gold to the piglins. How this system works is very, very simple. Once I actually sort of get this item going, it just needs the first time when I start the farm, then it's going to go until I have emptied out all of the gold that's going to go into the droppers. So how it works is that when I push a button, it's going to send a signal here. That signal is going to shut off this redstone torch. That redstone torch is then going to turn off and on again, and with that it's going to trigger the dropper. The dropper sends out of course a gold bar, and the gold bar is going to trigger this what's it called, the pressure plate, and when it sends out on that spot, it's going to get picked up by the piglins. And I don't remember what actually pressure plate does. I need to check that actually. It's not completely my whole system. So yeah, I've used it so many times right now and tweaked it a little bit. So I don't remember actually the function of it. I think it has something to do with triggering stuff here. But yeah, so when the piglin takes the gold bar, it's going to inspect it, of course. And when that happens, we're going to get that it sends down an item. It can be many items or it can be one item. But with that item distributed, it's going to go into this hopper and then continue on into the chest and then continue on to a dropper line that I'm going to show in a little bit. And just before that, we're going to have the comparator detect that it gets items in here. That's going to turn on the comparator and shut off the redstone torch. And then of course, if all the items are emptied out, it's going to be sent into the chest and then on, of course. We are going to get a signal back into the redstone torch when the comparator shuts off, and with that we're going to get back into the dropper and it's going to spit out another gold that the piglins can take. So that's just going to go round and round and round until the gold is emptied. So yeah, a very nice design that we can have, and works very well, I think. With that, we're going to follow the items, and I just have to check where we get everything. So yeah, completely the same setup on this side, and then we have hoppers going in here with some composters on top of them that get sent into this. Then we have a very mini dropper tower here with 2 droppers, so I can send the things up into this hopper line here. And we only have like this with the observers and stuff here, and it's working rather nice. With that, we're going to be sending everything into this chest over here. And why we have this contraption here is because I want to sort of not get the chests filled up and get all the items and so forth. So a little bit of a stopping system we have here that's going to get triggered once we put enough items in. So when we have enough items in this system, it's going to shut off the hopper up here. We have some redstone that's going to do that. So when we have too many items, it's going to shut off the hopper, and the minecart that's going to go back and forth here, I have to install that, it takes items out. When the items gets taken out, we're going to get enough space in the chests that we can sort of start the process again. So when that happens, the comparator shuts off and everything, and it opens up the hopper line to fill up more stuff into the chests. And once the hopper has emptied out everything, of course, it's going to stay here. I only wanted this sort of system, so I want the hopper to actually go off when we have items coming in. We don't want the hopper to, or not the hopper, the minecart to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all the time. I want it to be a system that gets turned on once I actually use the gold farm. So that's what I have made here. So we have a little bit of a stopping system. So once nothing is in here, it's going to get the minecart that's going to be sent over here and just stay there. What the minecart does is that it goes up into this station over here, where we have a similar system, or not similar, but mostly a thing that makes the minecart stop up here. So right now we have, of course, the rails off, but once we have items going on, we are going to get signals that goes into comparator, into a repeater and everything like that. I think, yeah, something like that. Okay, I think I made, yeah, I don't remember how this works actually, sorry. Something like it. I need to check if this has been made right. I feel like I'm missing something. Maybe, yeah, maybe we need a redstone dust or something up here. That feels right. I think in some way. We have to check that. Yeah, check that later on. Make mental note. I need to check that. Continue on with the explanation. Sorry for that. I just had to try and explain it. But yeah, sort of mental break. What happens up here, or what should happen up here, is that items, all of the items are getting put in here. So when the minecart has a full inventory, it's going to stop up here, put in all of the items that it has. Once the items is empty and the minecart is empty, it's going to be sent on its way down back here and go back and get more items. And then after that, we have the regular sorting system. And with that sorting system, we are going to sort out the items that I want and need. And then the items that we don't need are going to go into the destruction chamber that I have. We're going to have lava there. I didn't want to put that in case of items falling down or I falling down and accidentally killing myself or something like that. So that's what we have there, so we can destroy items that we don't need, because this is going to produce a lot of different items. And I don't need all of them, because we have a lot of chests here. We don't have all of the items that piglins barter, because I don't need them. So yeah, that's the whole system in its entirety. And yeah, as you can see, we have still lots and lots of things to do. I need to start putting roofs both on the inner side of the sort of system and then on the upper part here. And then we're going to tackle the whole gold farm part of this, where we can get the actual piglins. I decided to go for not making that first, because then we would have falling piglins while I was working down here. So instead, we make all of this first, then build the whole farm so it can start producing items for us once I start building everything like that. So yeah, wish me luck. We'll see each other in a little while when I probably have put a roof and then maybe started on the gold farm as well. Well, it took a little while, but we have a fully functioning gold farm as of this moment. It took very many hours to place in all of the magma blocks, but they are there right now. And I think that it looks pretty good with all of the deep slate that are encasing the whole building rather. We have a lot of stuff here, around there and around here. But we still have a problem because this whole part is of course spawn proof except for the magma blocks, so we can get piglins inside of there. Everything looks nice over on this part. But what we have still is that we have some sort of decorational parts missing, and those are there for spawn proofing. So for example on this ledge here, and then we have all of these upper parts up there. So I'm going to take a little while and we are going to put in those decorational blocks. We should spawn proof everything, and then we can actually try and test the farm for the first time and see if everything is working. Another hour of work later and the gold farm is completely finished. We have everything in place, all the decorations, all the spawn proofing. The one thing missing is just the bridge going from that way over there to here, but that's going to be a different project for another time. Right now I just want to show you guys how everything turned out. And yeah, we have put in some carpets here, so I don't have anything to spawn inside of here. I've also placed all of the piglins and given them, of course, a name tag so they don't despawn. And I've also used the farm a little bit so I get a little bit of all of the items in action, as you can see here. So, just like I explained before, we're going to go up here. I'm going to take some of our gold nuggets, turn those into gold ingots, and I'm going to take everything off it and put that in there. We have almost a full stack right now. With that we put that there, and of course we have the minecart hopper down, that's why it goes by so fast. That's going to distribute all of the gold, and it's very nifty that while I'm inside of here we still have a little bit of the farm going. It's much slower of course because we have a lot of mobs spawning down there, but also that we have this AFK platform up there. It's actually at build limit. I couldn't build it any higher if I wanted to, even though it could be working because the spawning sphere actually hits the ground here, but it goes just down below the whole bedrock layer, so not much to do with that. So yeah, I think we have gotten a pretty big distribution. I can shut this off since we have 14 piglins, I think. Yeah, 14. There's 7 on that side, 7 on that side. We empty out one stack of gold pretty easily. So yeah, with that we push the button and distribute the gold. And as you can see, everything gets distributed at the same time. And as soon as they start dropping items, we are going to get the chest to start picking up those items. And once it gets back filled with a couple of items, it's going to send that chest back. And it's going to send items in, and we can see here that we just right now got string. So nice, we don't have enough just yet. And after string we got some blackstone, and there we have it filling on. So yeah, everything is working fine. I just need to do something about what we're going to do about all the rotten flesh, and what we're going to do about the golden swords that get dropped as well. Scaffolding I put in there when I put up the AFK platform. So yeah, that's everything for this episode. It has taken a long while since last time, so I hope you have been patient, and this episode makes up a little bit for it since it's a big mastodon project and also a pretty long one, I think, at least for me in building it. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. If you did, leave maybe a comment, maybe a like, and even subscribe so you don't miss those future episodes. We'll see each other. Goodbye.